so you can become a wife. Dear friend, my fellow, it is that we want our son to marry a female lawyer, and your level of education is not up to that, and for that matter you are disqualified. Why do you force yourself to go to school? Because of the guy. The education of a woman, what does it add up to marriage? So it means you are in the wrong place. If you have desire to go through education and get your master's degree, your third degree, and your PhD, that is your taste. But not when marriage is calling. The first thing you need to know, declare your status. Am I single? If a man is fucking you, you're single. If you are going out with a married man, you're single. If a man has promised you heaven and earth, you're single. You need to declare your status so you can become a wife. Dear friend, my fellow people, thank you very, very much. And those of you who were with us yesterday, I remember the last statement Bismarck made before we left was that a week of declaration of status. Now, we said, and where I ended yesterday was that if you want to be a wife, the first thing you need to do is to declare your status. That are you single or you are not? Because in this journey of life, welcome, Mr. CNN. So when you do your business, you mute your mic for us because we heard all the business you are doing and bring me the money immediately, please.
Hey, Papi.
How are you? You don't have it.
So the most, I'll take it when the sound is coming back to you. So the most important thing is that we need to understand the position you are in now so you can enjoy what really will make you a wife. So we say, how can one become a wife? And the discussion on the table is, it's a baby mama, it's a woman, and a wife the same. And by the excerpts I played from yesterday, we have all come to believe that a wife is different from the rest. Because when a man is having sex with you, it doesn't make you a wife. When you make a baby for a man, it doesn't make you a wife. The fact that you are created as a woman doesn't make you a wife. So there are things that makes you a wife. And that is what I started yesterday. Share the page and invite a friend to come and learn something. That your friend who is going through marital challenge. That single woman who has not been able to find a man to love her. That young lady who thinks that the devil is at work and is going for all the prayer meetings. And she has not realized that there's a problem with her. That girl who is yummy like that. And no man wants to find her as a wife. Tell that lady that we are here to educate. We are here to remind them of what they can do to themselves. Because you remember the 3 girls who went to the studio. Finally, I realized that at a point in time, all of them are desiring to become wives. And because they are desiring to become wives, there are lots they wish to do for themselves. No woman was created not to become married. So usually when you find a lady who is struggling and is telling you that no, everybody was not created for marriage, shout and say, hey, stop the lie. When you lose the market, I hear this girl.
She said, "Dear, I was so be abrabo. Yes, sir. Woman, if I can't drink, son, if I can't who you are, no. Every day, to because relationship, no, we are never who the papa wait. When I'm in an answer, way on 1 year. But because of the madam way, can colleagues of word, Momu can see. I was saying, call Alice at the end of the day. Who don't know you for fair sister, you to a tobom. If you do obey you and your sister, don't know a fork one, they come in, you know, I say, I mean, if you Yanni Pano, Yanni Pano, baby, and Waka. Sister, first who need to pass in a civil form, so no see come in a color. So I never hear our Yamana. So it is enough. I was a society, they should accept us for who we are.
Get married. Does it traumatize you?
Or in the man and the married women, about 70% are cheating.
You got this stance
Listen,
from-
and the man had the cheating, not with men alone, not with women.
Before making those types of decisions.
All right, so this particular conversation they had
That is going to be
is where they started to say that they are putting a lot of pressure on women to get married. And the more they put pressure on them to get married, it causes them to have mental deficiency. And they are not happy with that thing that is going on. Now, these women that spoke, one lady has been married before with 2 kids, and she's still waiting for another opportunity to get married. But we heard the same week when we were in, you know, Bella Mundi too came up to come and say that the pressure to marry is becoming too much. And so most of them right now have found themselves in places where they think marriage is not important, or marriage is important, but we should give them a break because the pressure we put on them is too much to get married. These people speaking. If you hear the way they talk, they are not single. Why do I say that? If you can't declare your status, you cannot be found single for somebody to come and marry you. So when Abundi came up with this statement that stop asking single people when they will be getting married, it is not good for their mental health.
Very pro-vaccine,
It is not good for their mental health. But in the first place, Bella, the girls you are saying they are single, just like yourself, are you single? Because we saw on your page that one birthday of yours, there were a lot of celebration from people. I'm saying not even just you, your colleagues. Some receive birthday phones, birthday cars, birthday presents openly. That there's a particular guy who is expressing to the whole world that this is my girlfriend. Bella, if you have a boyfriend, it doesn't make you a wife, but a single person. But when you are asked about your status, and you say it is complicated, I don't know whether I am single or I am double. Like yesterday, I told you of a lady who filled the form and said single in public, and the boyfriend was so angry that why did you say you are single? And the girl apologized and said, tell me what to write, because on the form it is single, married, divorced, separated. There's nothing else. So tell me what to write. If I'm not single, am I married? The fact that the two of you are sleeping together as a sex mate doesn't make you a wife. So I said yesterday, and let me emphasize, that the fact that you are sleeping with somebody's husband, the fact that somebody's husband is paying the bills, the fact that you become one of the icons and the boss chick and whatever title you've given yourself, you are not a wife until you have been made a wife. So it is a progression. Yesterday I gave you that particular example of the scripture. The Bible says that, and the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall on man, and made for man from the rib that he has taken a woman. And when the man woke up from his sleep, what he said was that this is bone of my bone, this is flesh of my flesh. She shall be called a woman. And now watch it here. And for this reason, so a man will meet a woman. Immediately a man meets a woman, it brings clarity to where a man can make a decision. No man meets a married man and wants to marry that married woman. Sorry. No man meets a married woman and wants to say, I want to marry you as a married woman. Because a married woman cannot marry whilst he's still married, unless they are divorced. So look at the way you are behaving. You are not married. You are single. But your behavior is just like a married woman. You cannot be a shadow wife. You cannot practice marriage until your bride price is paid. Why are you afraid of the truth? Why is somebody afraid of you? Who are you? Where do you come from? You have a child with a man, so what? The fact that you have a child with the man doesn't reduce you to a position where you say, I am a wife. How can you be a wife? You are there enjoying everything from the man. And the man can give an example, meet my wife to be. There is nothing called wife to be, and you are smiling. You are a wife and not a wife to be. There is a process of becoming a wife. So we are telling you that there's a difference between a baby mama, there's a difference between a woman, and there's a difference between a wife. So don't take it lightly. So when you come and tell us that we should stop, we should come and stop this noise about putting pressure on you to marry. There is an age for marriage. So yesterday I told you, the first thing you need to be able to stand and become a wife is to declare your stand. Are you single? Or it's complicated? Or I'm single searching? Or I'm single but I'm not wanting anybody? Or at the moment I am single mother. I told you yes, there's nothing called single mother. So our problem is that we have not been able to define our status. You want to be married? Men will marry people who can declare their status that they are free. They are single. So if you are born 1, you are single. Born 3, you are single. Divorcee, you are single. Once there is nothing that is formally conducting the two of you as husband and wife, then you are single. Because marriage is where two people have decided to become one, either by legal means or by traditional means. Because at the end of the day, you cannot be married if you have not gone through the process of becoming a wife. So there's a process you have to follow. Those on Instagram say there's no sound. And I've tried and I've heard myself the sound on Instagram. So go back again on Instagram. Look at how loud sound is on Instagram. There's a sound on Instagram. Thank you very much. I might be an old message. So to be married, you need to be positioned. And your position to be married is a single woman. So when you are married, you want to marry again, become single, and you can be married. So those of you who are going through bad marriages and you wish to be married again, that you find yourself good men better than your husbands. If you are ready to become a wife to that man, then walk out of that marriage as a wife and become single. So the only time one can become a wife is when you are single. I am emphasizing because most of us are still worried about our position. Boyfriends cannot block you. Promise ring is a curse and foolishness in disguise. How can a man who is not married to you come and bow before you in public and give you a ring to hook you down that I promise to marry you? Will you marry me? Shimie. Like what Zion Felix went to do to the pregnant women. Did it for the two. Jimmy, the two families. And the backing vocalists were clapping their hands. Anytime your friends are clapping their hands for a promise ring, they are making fool out of you. Because what they need to hoot at is a promise ring. And what they need to celebrate is a marriage ring. There are two rings. Based on the protocols of marriage, you can be married by Mohammedan law, married by traditional law, or married by the civil law. Nobody can marry twice. That is why in Ghana, for example, anytime you are marrying under the civil law, your traditional marriage is negated or nullified because you can't marry twice. So when you give your wife a traditional marriage ring, which is called the engagement ring, and she's about to marry again under the civil law, she's supposed to go under the law with nothing on the finger. it means the first marriage has been annulled. What do you say? Say, ukoyo be fie dear. Namukoya engagement na say mo ye ni jimie kwan so sika say ya tenten a mo san akose na akọ me aban mu no. E fie dear na mo ye no. Uwie ye pa wo ka say me de kọ aban mu no. We call hope na e fie dear no asay wo aban anim. Ebusuafo ni anwode wo sa wade no so bio. Eti emra ne say eda ye de kawa ne hye wo asori dem o, ye de hye wo email, ye de hye ba bia ya register no. En se bibi wo wonsa. Mrane say you can marry twice, so nullify the first traditional marriage. It's not an upgradement. It is a nullification, which means it is no more in existence. It has been overwritten off, and you are starting a new one. So when you're making a decision to marry, the first thing is to be single. The next thing is to decide. That is to decide. So make a decision to be married. That is the next thing you need to know. You need to decide to be married. And in your decision, one of the things you have to consider as a woman is, who am I? Who am I? Most of us don't know who we are, but we want to get married. You don't discover who you are when you find yourself with a man who wants to marry you. You should know who you are. And once you know who you are, know where you are coming from, and know where you are going, and who you can go to where you are going with. So discover yourself, know who you are, know where you are coming from, know where you are going, then ask yourself, who can I go to where I am going to with? When these questions are fully interrogated, then knowing who you are is discovering yourself as Adjuamansa Janet. Rita Minye, I am an Akan. I come from Efijase. My father is an Akan. My mother is an Ewe. And I grew in a certain family like this. I didn't know my father. I got connected to my father in this stage. Do what we call the expedition to the family's kingdom. Discover where you are coming from. Every bottleneck that finds itself in your family tree, deal with it. Is somebody there with me? Deal with it. Any issue that comes up that is coming down to make you feel like you are not wanted, any issue that when it comes to the public domain will be a disgrace for you, deal with it. That is why it is important for you to go for premarital counseling, which is this process will give you all this package. So counseling is essential. Premarital counseling is not you find a guy who wants to marry you and you say, bring the guy for us to talk to him so he could understand who you are. But we can only be able to tell somebody I'm ready to marry by knowing who you are. Who are you? And in the who are you, I said discover yourself. And in the discovering of yourself, there is something I call expedition to the family's kingdom. Discover in the family where you are coming from. Your mother told you that your father is a Ghana. Is it true? Why are you writing an account name Kwame? Why are you writing an account name Efia? Why are you writing Boateng? Why are you writing an account name but they say your father is a Ghana? What transpired? Do that research. So in you being single, there's a lot you need to do to maintain your status as a single girl. You don't wait for a guy to come and push you to look for who your father is. If you don't know where your mother is coming from, don't wait for somebody to come and push you because they want to marry you. Now they should do expedition to your family for you. It is your personal decision to look for. I feel very disappointing I feel very disgraced. I feel very ashamed when I meet girls who have been impregnated by men that they don't know them. Na mini mo bia mini ni busu ni bia na mini na ma no nyemme enti mi mpo de akola mini me bia mini be call counselor se sia de me di ma ho de hwa abofra na onyi nda cha wan di na abofra na chiro makabre enya gro eni blasem na meka no eni blasem because edu baby na yeti baby ni e bibia ni e di koshe bonsam agi ni Coca-Cola or di brodo aka ho na de oya ne se or bonne home modding at the Coca-Cola ni brodo tea bread aye na no nyina o pepa now the wasem goswano when you do enfia when the 30 years when the 28 years won fear in that form now won fear end that form no when bisa wo say I am old enough to know where my mother is coming from. I am old enough to know where my father is coming from. But it doesn't concern you. You don't care about it. When will you care? When will you care? When have you intended to care? When you have discovered you are single, begin to know who you are. Because in life, you can only introduce yourself if you know who you are. Is everybody qualified to hear the story of what your mother went through to keep you? No. So deal with it before a man comes into your family line. The story of your life is not important. The story of how you were able to finish JSS and stay home for 10 years because your father is not important. Deal with it. A man should not walk into your life and now connect you back to your father. Don't behave like a Fyodor. Don't come and tell us on TV, on radio, that you know your father is there, but you don't have a connection, any love for your father. So when you see people with their father, then you cry. You are having a psychological problem. You have a deficiency that you need help before a man walks to you to marry, because making your boyfriend's father your father makes you stupid in their eyes. Where would they pay your bride price? Where? Tell me, where would they pay your bride price? Who will receive your bride price? Who will bless you when a man makes a decision to marry you? Because when your story is complicated, when your story cannot be said, when we can't talk about you, you are from Nigeria, you are from Ivory Coast, and just like a Kwapin Polo, and like others, you are not a Ghanaian. Yes, you are in Ghana because your mother is a Ghanaian, but under the charter, you belong to your fathers. So you are writing your father's name. A man wants to marry you, and you are from Nigeria, and the man is supposed to go back to your family house to go and pay your bride price, but he's doing everything in Accra. Hello? You are in America. The guy decides to marry you. Oh, under the law, we are two adults. We don't care. I don't give a shit about it. Yes, you are two adults. That's okay. We won't fight you. We are two adults. Yes. Respect you as two adults. But between where you are coming from, you know that you are two adults. And the dead body belongs to the family in all the laws, America and Ghana. Dead bodies don't belong to the state. It belongs to the family under the law. So where you are coming from is important. If you check your document, if you naturalize and become a citizen of America, and your Ghanaian passport is shredded, and when you want to go to Ghana, you need to go and take a visa, it is understood. But where you are coming from will always be pointing finger to you in your document. It is not magic. It's not prophetic. There's somebody from space would decide not to talk about your past. And this is not a nasty past, but the past that connects to your family tree. My sister, marriage is why you were created. Or God brought you on earth because He wants you to come and be married by a man. Do the expedition to the family's kingdom. Don't be writing a name that you don't understand. You know very well that the name you are writing is the father's name of your mother. So you are not really a Lutrot, because your mother is a Lutrot. and your grandpa is Lutrot. So it means that when your mother was put in a family way, either she took you away from your father and neglected who your father is and brought you to your grandfather to name you. There's a story. So when you have not been able to discover who you are, it will be difficult for somebody to accept you the way you are. So when you declare your status as single, discover who you are. Go to your family tree and know where you are coming from. Don't tell me it's complicated. Don't tell me it's not needed. It's not important. Bible makes it clear that there are places you don't marry. There are places you marry. The family you belong to have a reason and a restrictions why some areas you can't marry from. They have it. There are serious places they say you can't go and pick a wife from that place. There are places that they will tell you that as for this one, you can't have a wife from here. They tell you. So when they are able to tell you you can't pick a wife from this place, then what is your problem? What will you do to yourself? Then all of a sudden, where they say you can't pick a wife from, because you don't have any line with the family that you are coming from, you pick a wife from the place. People are married and marriage is not going on. And they think it's the devil. Do you know why? The process of your marriage has been thwarted. You didn't marry properly. So there's a proper way of getting married. There's a proper way of becoming a wife. There is a legal, illegal way of becoming a wife. Yes. There can be a legal way of getting married under the law, but an illegal way of getting married in a spiritual connotation. Don't take it for granted. Don't. Young girl, you are 30 years, you want to get married. The life is complicated. What you have done with your life, when you look back, you can't shake your head. But you want to be married. Discover where you're coming from. Once you discover where you're coming from and you are able to solve all the issues behind you. Maybe your father is the president of a particular country somewhere that you don't know. Maybe your father is the president of the Drunkard Association of Ghana. You don't know. Maybe your father is the president of all Ashawo Women Association in Ghana. You don't know. Maybe your father is the owner of the biggest company in Ghana. You don't know. Maybe your father is the freight forwarder of the biggest company in Ghana. You don't know. Maybe your father is the archbishop. Your father is the bishop. Your father is the evangelist. Your father is the pastor. You don't know. The hardiness of your mother's heart has deprived you of knowing who your father is. One of the things you should do to yourself is to genuinely know where you're coming from. And this activity must not be done because a guy has appeared to marry you. Know yourself before a guy comes to you. Once you discover yourself and finally you get the picture of where you are coming from, the next venture you want to do is that now I know who I am. I know where I'm coming from. What are the do's and don'ts of where I'm coming from? Is the next stage of your life. What are the do's and don'ts? Because where I'm coming from have a lot of determinants. Where I'm coming from has a lot of do's and don'ts. When I discover my sickling potency, when I discover my health connection, it will now determine who can associate themselves with me. So in discovering myself, I do expedition to the family's kingdom. My family has diabetes. My family has cerebral. There is a particular genetic dispensational disease in my family line. I get to know my electroforces. That is where I realize that I am AA. I am AS. As a woman, I know my sickling now. It is going to define who can marry me as a wife. I don't know who is learning. Share the page with people. We came to teach. And I tell you every day, when we come to teach and people decide to come, somebody last time came and wrote that, oh, council of 4 people, you have only 5 people watching you. Do I care? Your numbers doesn't change what I'm about to teach. It doesn't. But I pity you who there's abundance of knowledge and you are fooling. I pity you who, one way or the other, you need this, but you're bluffing. Because you want a comic relief. No wahala. Sensationalism is also very important. Trendy issues are also very important. That when we are doing trendy issues, 150 people will come, 300 people will come, 1K will come. But when it comes to what can change and transform your life into becoming the best human being, it is difficult for you to share. Don't worry about that. With the few who wants to learn, we will teach. Discover yourself. Don't make a mistake in not knowing yourself. Knowing yourself in marital situations kills who you are. Unimu now ko ware e chirema sana ko hu nipa ban wo ye. Utumi ware be ma bi mai ne busuani ku hia wa ayi ase na ye bisa na obopa ne wan. Eja wan ba no. Obopa ne papa na otena na oton sadi rolling time no. Ana eye wo nana, you have no idea. Na so churo din no. I met a doctor in my place of work. When she met me and they said, this is Counselor Luttrot, he said, I'm your family member. Do you know? I said, I don't know. I said, what is your name? Then she mentioned her name. Unfortunately, the name she mentioned, he said he's called Boatima Luttrot. I said, under no circumstance can anybody be called Boatima Luttrot. You are not a Luttrot. I told her straight in the face. He says, well, I say, we don't write these names in our family. You are not. Can you check? Ask why you have been named. Was the name borrowed for you? So that when they want to pay your bride price, they won't pay your bride price according to a Luttrot to us you are not. It's important though. Because the Luttrot family are guns. If they borrow the name for you as an Ewe, your bride price must not be paid as a gun, but must be paid as an Ewe. Don't take these things I'm saying for granted. We'll all grow. We'll get tired of coming on air every day. Monday to Friday, we come and sit to teach you. It is not easy. 2 hours, 3 hours of sitting. Nobody has sent us. But we are here to speak wisdom into you because if we don't teach you, who will teach you? The rest are afraid of you. It's a sensitive thing we don't talk about. Sensitive my foot. Sensitive, so what? Nyama se okana ni pobuafu na obufu hwan na buafu. Oya wan. Obufu a oya wan. Oya le ni ama we duro na ase adan. Obufu a who are you? Ye ka no kura kire wo. E se de be ma fa ho de ye no kure. Ma obufu. Obi na ne wanu no ho no. What trend sign no? And no be frame. I am a mobile. What trans 43 years? 43 years of a life. Oni baba kumpo. Mami adea or train nyame anim nonsense. Nyame no nim no he. Why did you say nyankopon? Me say mami where di hu da? O say me di me hu na mo 20 me di wie ma nya bio me sie ne. He said the year me was sorry pa me no me ho. Enti be sie na obi ane me nda bio. Na enti from 20 years kosi se bi da wedi 43 years. Mami why na e ba be wale o? Ugusubu nsa na o say me bu me nsa na so e ba na ejai e mba te say first no. Do you still menstruate? Yes, it comes once a while and go. My sister, there is a time you need to rise up and stop fooling. God is not going to marry you. The fact that you're using the cross of Jesus on your chest, in between your breasts, having the rosary and counting every morning, doesn't make you a wife to Jesus. Even Mary Magdalene didn't marry Jesus. How much more you? Why are you talking? You come at a time where you are 43 years and you are putting pressure on us to get you a husband. Which husband are we going to get you? And a chick of it. They are not ready to marry people who are married already. They want their own. Fee. Where's your own? Abrante pen about brewawari. Abrante ben. Abrante ben we see so a born the bra pa bre what say what at 43 years. Now ti why then? What transasisi sa 43? I met a woman who was 55, had some few years to retire from Ghana Education Service, and she was still single looking for a married man. He was looking for a man to come and marry her in Ghana. Mr. Madam, then, oh, it's education. The men are bad, and I don't want anybody to come and disturb my peace of mind. So I focus on my education, and now I want to get married right now. I've been a headmistress before. I've been here and be here. Man, have you had sex before? No. If you come to me and sex is the reason why you came, then you will go. So men will come. But every man that comes to you, they want to come and sleep with you. So I told God that I don't want a man who will sleep with me. You want a man who will do what? Who will watch your face like this? Hey, who have a bar? Me what do I do? Unufu yanketu hapa. Hey, what to do pa? That's the man you want? You would die as a single girl. Not because God didn't give you the provision. What does a man want in a woman to be married? You have it. You are beautiful. But what is depriving you? Discover yourself. And in discovering yourself, you finish the family discovery. You go to the personality, health. What is my blood group? What is my electrophoresis? What is wrong with me medically? Discover it. So you see, preparing as a single girl is a lot of laughter. I have girls who come to my office and they come and tell me, the counselor, no credit ya can ya humbeto me can credit cho then no credit cancel ampacho ade ba ko me use sia ne se me abranti ya da sa me nyim da e me wa so betuma nyim me se me fa duro bi anso onyim me da enti na mama ntimi ware. Let me tell you, there are a lot of girls in Ghana, a lot of celebrities in Ghana who are ready to marry, but they are afraid they're going to marry, they won't have a child. I'm telling you. They are afraid. And because they've become the untouchable top notch in the country, they don't even have the liberty to find themselves in the office of people who can tell them the truth. Down to me. Some have children. Some are born once. Some are even born two. But they are young. Yes, they are born two by young. And because they are born two by young, somebody wants to marry them for a reason, to produce more children for them. I told you of the gospel musician who has struggled in marriage so many years. No child. And has brought a child to the husband in Ghana. The story is unfolding. The husband is not really potent, but she's brought a child to the husband. I told you about another person too who is walking up and down. She came into the marriage with 4 different children from 2 different men. And this man have been able to marry her. The man too had 3 children from 1 woman. And now she has come into the scene. And the man is declaring that he needs more children for himself. And this young lady is struggling to get pregnant for this man at the age where she knows marriage is good, but pregnancy can kill her. She didn't consider what she was putting herself in. She was not prepared to be married. To be a wife, you need a preparation. It is not just finding a man. It is preparing to be located by a man. A woman doesn't find a man. A man finds a woman. But the things you do so you can be located, you can be found, is what I'm taking you through. You are not the same as a baby mama. So the type of woman you are in your discovery will tell you the type of man that you attract. Hey, cancel it here. Or there's some. So look at yourself. If you look at your status, you have a child, and you are looking forward to marry a single guy. Are you sure it's possible? A guy who has not delivered before. a fresh young guy coming, and you think he should be dying for you because you are born one. Oh, am I saying that only born ones can marry people who are born ones too? I didn't say that. But the way your packaging is will give us clarity of marrying you even as born one, born two, born three. So you don't sit on social media and say, "I dear who need for swap my wadi pen." And mommy, me see who wadi na ujaya. Dear buyer ujaya yo wo a ye cheatino. Dear buyer ujaya and wadi bion ne who say no from swa. Jahuma swano. And ya come with a yedim senate wadi bion yan show. And what's the same no? And all men are cheat. Marry and find a cheat. What are you talking about? What are you kind of? Usura wadi yan, uja wadi pa perfect from. Bible say wadi bion. I mean, can Julius Ashura Brofo? Counselor, please. I am 27. I need a partner. Everything about her should be normal, please. What do you call normal? Julius, what do you call normal? You are the problem, not the woman you're looking for. Nobody knows you. If you come here and come and write Julius, do you know who is Julius? I say, Julius, yesterday I told you, call me after the show. Let's start premarital counseling for you so we can prepare you to locate the best woman. Do you understand me? You have to be prepared to be located. So discovering yourself, discover your health status. In discovering your health status, you begin to identify some things in your life. For example, you get to know that your electrophores is you are AA, and you know who you are compatible with as AA. It is that time that you get to know that you are SC, and then you know who you are compatible with as SC. You know the difference? So it is not all the blood electrophores that can marry just anything that goes. So I tell people every day, go for premarital counseling. It's not because there's a lady in your life, not because there's a guy in your life, but premarital counseling is the atmospheric area where you discover who you are. Even if you are a baby mama, go for premarital counseling. Even if you have been married before and the marriage didn't work, go for premarital counseling, because that is where you are helped to discover yourself and know what has not gone wrong and gone right with you. Mommy, being a wife is very easy. So a woman must desire to become a wife. And the things that are on you that will call a man to make you a wife is what I'm giving you. Share the page and invite a friend. Share the page and invite a friend. Don't come alone. Rosina say, ha, ha, ha. Senna say, well said, counselor. Don't take it for granted. We are losing it and talking by heart. Me dem mema ye bad ni chi be be anaso obi du. Ye du be pepe. Kote ye du kura po no. Baby e ko fast na be du no. Nyame anim nie. Wan kasa wo hwe kote na wudi na. E bibi nti na so ma wani ji. Kote bi du. Obi do pama ho bawo wanya we di upo na buafu enti de ye kan se ada na obi ani ji otwa ho na so mpese obale wo ehu be na ewom be manja wale mbe wale wo se na wo twen ya enu see another package. My friend, if you are single, the things I'm saying will not be difficult for you to do. Now says, please, how much do you charge for premarital counseling? 862-571-3950. 862-571-3950. Call me on WhatsApp. Send an audio. And you have a response. Why? Because each and every individual, your cost is not the same.